It's quite popular to visit the least used train station in a particular system, but least used stations aren't really that representative of what the average rider will experience. On that note, I'm starting what is definitely not going to become a trend, visiting the station with the median number of riders. First up is BART, whose median station is
Pleasant Hill, Contra Costa Centre.
BART has an even number of stations, so technically there are 2 medians. Of the 50 stations, the ones that came in 25th and 26th place for monthly ridership in April 2025 were Richmond and Pleasant Hill. Now, Richmond is a great station, but it attracts a good chunk of ridership from Amtrak. So I think Pleasant Hill is a better representation of what an average BART station looks like, so to speak. The station opened in 1973 as part of the initial BART build-out, and was the second to last station before the terminus at Concord. Its name used to just be Pleasant Hill, but Contra Costa Centre was added in 2010 following the station area's redevelopment, as we'll see in a moment. Today, the station is served by the BART Yellow Line, which spans from SFO to Antioch via downtown San Francisco and downtown Oakland. It runs every 10 minutes on weekdays from early morning until 9 p.m. and every 20 minutes at all other times. Service all the way to Antioch is only every 20 minutes, with the other half of trains terminating at Pittsburgh. The station provides links to various county connection bus lines, as well as services from Solano Express and Wheels. The latter runs peak hour express buses down Interstate 680 to Dublin Pleasanton BART station, and thanks to the station's close proximity to the freeway, it's likely to become a key node in any future all-day express buses along the corridor. The station is also near the northern end of the Iron Horse Trail. Pleasant Hill has the largest park and ride facility anywhere on the network. It's the most logical station to park at if you're coming from the likes of Vallejo and Benicia. Indeed, among all 50 BART stations, Pleasant Hill has the third highest percentage of its riders being on weekdays, at 88.4%. In this metric, it's only behind Pittsburgh, also home to lots of parking, and Montgomery, the final destination of most office workers in San Francisco. Pleasant Hill is home to over 600 units of transit-oriented development, one of the most anywhere in the system. Of those, 84 are deemed to be affordable. This all started when plans were unveiled for a transit village around the station in 1985, though construction didn't get underway until around 20 years later. When it was complete in 2010, a new census-designated place was created called Contra Costa Centre, which the BART station incorporated into its name. The BART Board of Directors last year decided to convert the office block to residential, which will add another 170 units to the area. Now, I won't leave you shortchanged, so let's see how Pleasant Hill's ridership stacks up compared to other BART stations. As mentioned earlier, it's in 26th place out of the 50 stations. In April 2025, it had a total of 135,891 entries and exits. I'm sure you're dying to know what the least used BART stations are, so let's do that first. The bottom 3 are all miles below the rest, with 4th from bottom Warm Springs having nearly twice as much as 3rd from bottom. Speaking of which, the 3rd least used BART station is North Concord, and when you look around the station you can start to see why. It's empty parking and a dearth of buildings as far as the eye can see. Also, the station does have Martinez in its name, but it isn't anywhere near that city. It had just 35,272 entries and exits in April. Second from bottom is Pittsburgh Center on the eBART line, and while Antioch has plenty of buses and a nice big park and ride, Pittsburgh Center has quite literally nothing of note in the vicinity. Its total was a paltry 32,408. Now, with that said, what station could possibly have fewer riders than this? Well, it's close, but your least used BART station in April 2025 is none other than Oakland International Airport. OAK is not a very busy airport, of course, but it is still an airport, which in an ideal world would be a huge pull for riders. But the high surcharge to ride the OAK connector, especially compared to the bus, could be off-putting for people. Only 32,159 people went in and out of the connector in April 2025. To put that into context, OAK has just under 1 million passengers a month. Assuming everyone who rides the connector is getting on or off a flight, which is a strong assumption given, let's just say, my history, we can estimate that about 3.5% of the airport's passengers got there by BART, compared to the still low but much higher 5.3% at SFO. The least used stations are fun, but what about the other end of the spectrum? The busiest BART station in a suburban area, and 15th place overall, is El Cerrito del Norte, with 202,605 entries and exits in April. SFO Airport is 11th place, and its total was 230,125. All other stations in the top 15 are located in major downtowns or inner city neighborhoods, with the very busiest by quite some distance being Embarcadero. With 915,407 entries and exits, that means that just under 20% of all trips made in April started or ended at Embarcadero. That's enough about other stations though, let's get back to Pleasant Hill. Owing to being near the Concord Yard, Pleasant Hill has long seen some unusual service patterns. Most BART fans will be aware of Pleasant Hill Limited trains, which ran for a few years, back when commuting to work was far more widespread. The Yellow Line has long been BART's workhorse, and while they tried increasing train length, they would run the risk of running out of cars to run at a high enough frequency. The solution was to run a few limited stop trains solely between Montgomery and Pleasant Hill. On the way to San Francisco, they would make all stops, but then they would turn back and run express between MacArthur and Walnut Creek, skipping Rockridge, Orinda, and Lafayette in the process, and in turn reaching Pleasant Hill faster and ready to turn around again, serving even more city-bound commuters. These services would get signed as Pleasant Hill Limited on the next train screens. Pleasant Hill is also a common place for extra event trains to terminate. This one, pictured here, was just an ordinary Yellow Line run from San Francisco, but things get even weirder. After an event at Coliseum, a train would run towards Pleasant Hill or Concord to get event-goers home in a one-seat ride. Yes, that's right, an orange and Yellow Line train combined. Are we in Portland now? And one more for the Swifties. Just after the Eras Tour, to get fans home, BART ran a super express train from Milpitas to Pleasant Hill in yet another orange and yellow hybrid. So there is Pleasant Hill, the median BART station, at least in April 2025. This data fluctuates quite a bit, so by the time you're seeing this video, the real median station might be something completely different. But let me know what you think of this concept and if I should try it on other transit networks.